Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to get into this topic of V and retiring or pursuing a different career. I have a lot to say about this as a previous interview recently resurfaced and a lot of people are talking about it now. I also want to get into what some people are calling a Sesson fan, but I believe it's just a blog, but they receive a lot of hate and I just want to talk about it. I have a lot of opinions that are a little different from the norm. So grab your dumpling, a tea spilling mug merch, and let's get into the tea. If you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. Any of you that hater, like to the verse, leave your hate comment. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now let's jump into it. The first thing I want to talk about is an interview or article. This was, I believe, the current Rolling Stone interview. I don't think this was the old one, but I could be wrong. The article could have just been rephrasing the old one. I don't know. But sometimes I don't have eyes or a brain. This is not new. Tweetster been knew that I don't got a brain. However, Taeyang was asked about his career and just the wide options that he has. He has been in a drama before. This was Hwarang a long time ago. And recently, there has been a lot of talk of Hollywood directors, or I think mostly Korean Hollywood directors, asking about the possibility of him doing more with acting. A lot of us armies also want to see it, but I don't think we quite understand what that would entail. Acting is a full-time thing, and very rarely is it possible to remain a sane person while having a very intense singing career with acting. Because a lot of singers can just learn their songs and then go on stage and wing it. Nothing wrong with that. However, BTS has to learn their intense choreography, which takes hours and days to make it perfect. So there really wouldn't be much of an acting career if he continues to sing. He wouldn't have much time. In this recent interview, he talked about how he wanted to seriously consider acting when he reaches his 30s. It's quite honestly a good age to do it. It is quite honestly a good age to do it, but coincidentally, it is the age that all the members will have to enlist in the military. Meaning he could be thinking about acting right after the military. It would make sense. This doesn't mean he would give up singing just yet, but maybe it would be a lot less, and it just may be less intense. Maybe just a mixtape here and there if he considers acting. He is currently 26 or 27 in Korean years, and I think that means he is about another year or so before the military, and then spend a year or so in the military, and then he would be starting to consider his career in acting. Some people were saying that Butter could be the last comeback, but I don't think so. I think they still have another few years, at least, before that would actually happen. However, if Taeyang in a few years does consider fully going into acting or having a more serious career acting, of course we will support him. I think we love his music, but acting is definitely a lot more calm. You don't have to travel for months on end, and actors usually don't get as much controversy when they start dating. It is also easier to eventually have a more chill life that isn't as crazy. What is going to bother me is that like 10 years down the line of him being an actor, and then some 15-year-old is going to discover BTS's old music videos and then be like, wait, is that Taeyang the actor? And I'd be like, oh geez. But it's Taeyang's decision. Overall, he has to put his life first. It's going to be hard to have somewhat of a normal life if he continues to be a pop star until he is 5,000 years old. Taeyang continues to talk about how you would consider retiring at 40 and have a wife and kids. He says he wants to wrap everything up when he is 40 and dedicate his life to his wife and kids, which is noble. We know for sure money isn't going to be a problem for him, and having kids at 40 is definitely a good age. I like that he has his life planned out pretty well. I personally have not planned out my life even close to that well. I don't know what I'm doing a few days from now, let alone what I'll be doing when I'm 40. I hope Taeyang looks in my direction and we are married. I'll give you as many kids as you need. I do find the conversation of Taeyang or any of the BTS boys retiring to be interesting. Since they all like to work so much, I do wonder what they are going to dedicate their time to when they retire. Obviously, Taeyang said to his family, but there's a lot of downtime in there. Like when the kid goes to school, or if your wife doesn't want to retire and works. You'll have all this time to sit around and do nothing. So I think even if Taeyang quote-unquote retires, there'll still be a reunion one day, and he'll drop little mixtapes here and there. But I definitely wanted to see what some people had to say about this. One person wrote, I would gladly go on my knees in front of my future husband at age 31, asking him to give me a divorce so that I would rather go and see Taeyang retire. Why is this me? Why is it that I would totally do the same thing? I'd be like that. Hey, he's 30 or 40 now. It's my shot. It's my moment. It's finally gonna happen. He's gonna make eye contact with me, and then we will get married and fly off in the Big Hit helicopter or private jet. I don't know what they have. I don't know why I bring up the Big Hit helicopter or planes. I'm deathly afraid of heights. I think a lot of people are just enjoying Taeyang now, and then when he decides to leave music or whatever, we will just cross that bridge when we get to it. I think it's a good approach. I've said this before. We definitely can't focus on this stuff but we should keep it in our minds. But also, you can't expect like idols or people you like to continue forever without ever focusing on themselves. Let me give you an example. I consider myself a small YouTuber. I am not big by any means comparatively. However, I am pretty busy. My videos take up the whole day, and I have other things I do too. I have no time to date or anything like that. And if I don't have time, I highly doubt BTS would have time. So in order for them to start their normal life, they do have to give up on their career a little bit. And of course, us as fans, we have to support them. They have given everything to us, their whole youth basically. This is not the case with a lot of American singers, as they tend to take like a few year-long break between comebacks, but K-pop idols don't take breaks between comebacks. Either way, I have no doubt we will see more of BTS and V in the future. There's always going to be pictures that are posted online and people leaking those pictures. Recently, a blog has gone under backlash. Now, I don't want to blast their name as I don't want them to get more hate, but basically they are under attack as they have been an active blog for many years now. And they have been called Saisons. They have been called just an awful blog, and I disagree. First off, let me explain what they do. So they take a lot of really raw and unedited pictures of idols and it comes online. We see them in harsh lighting. We see them in just everyday scenarios. If they're wearing makeup, we see the makeup on them. If not, we see them without makeup, and that can be harsh too. Now, it may be the olden days, and idol not wearing makeup or just leaving their house fresh-faced. I think it was a scandal, or considered one, because it was considered rude or just they would look different. Quite honestly, it's a dumb scandal. But these photos revealed that, so maybe that's why they get hate, I don't know. Honestly, let me explain how they're not Saison fans. And what they do, I don't believe is something that bad. First off, none of the photos I have seen that they have taken are photos of the idols in a private area. These are also not really private photos because they are in public and they're dressed up usually. And for the most part, idols are used to being photographed constantly. There's this one here of Jungkook and he looks amazing actually. But anywho, in terms of ethics, I think they're fine. These pictures are not bad. Now, the other thing that I really like about these photos is just how real and raw they are. I remember when I first dove into the K-pop space was actually a little before I started making videos on K-pop. I was getting so insecure about my skin and I wanted to buy makeup because I felt like these idols I was looking at had perfect skin. And at the very least, if I am trying to be a K-pop YouTuber, I have to at least try to look like I somewhat belong, i.e. have really good skin. But the fact of the matter is, all the idols, including the idols that are taken in these photos, or when they're on stage, or taking publicity photos, or in commercials, they're wearing makeup and it's retouched. And it makes it a lot more obvious that they're not inhumanely perfect. That is just what I need. I needed to know that I am allowed to have pores and some texture on my skin, and that no one has perfect skin. There's tricks that these companies and labels do to make them appear larger than life, because you have to be perfect if you're an idol. But it definitely doesn't do very good things for our psychology to see a standard of beauty that they can't even achieve and then stressing about it. So I really do want to kind of thank this blog for having the pictures like this and showing us that they're human too. And this actually makes me love the idols. They show more. They show even more because I know they're like me too with insecurities and all that. I think these are the photos that should be promoted out more. But of course, we all like to see photos of people's skin retouched and airbrushed. It just looks really good. But just keep in mind, especially those of you who are younger, these perfect pictures are not something you should aspire to. And definitely don't compare how you look to an idol. Trust me when I say no one expects you to look like the idols you see on TV. Everyone is aware that the idols are forced to look perfect with crazy editing or whatever. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for leaving comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check stuff out. I have a lot of videos over there like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions, over 300 videos that you can watch immediately once you sign up. Currently, I'm going to be doing the Butter performance reaction, so if you would like to go over there and check it out, you can. I do have limited spots that have currently opened up. We have a great time interacting over there, also send out cards and all that, so make sure you go over there and check it out. Link is in the top description down below. There's also a video over there that kind of goes over my experience being Asian in media and also talks a little bit about how you can support this channel even more if you would like to do that. That video is free to watch if you want to check it out. With that said, there's 2 videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those and I'll see you over there. Bye.